Number 5. Kevin Spacey. I hope you've seen American Beauty because this movie hits close to home when we're talking about Kevin Spacey. The star of Seven, The Usual Suspects, and recently Call of Duty Advanced Warfare actually has a super dark family past. His older brother Randall Fowler told Fox News about their pro-Nazi, child-molesting, super conservative father who constantly abused them. While Spacey claims that this isn't true, his brother Randall claimed that their father abused a female relative as well as himself. He assumes this is why Kevin Spacey ran away from his family and took his mother's name instead. Spacey's brother works as an impersonator, and his wife declines to comment on this situation. So we can't be sure if it's real, but hey, talk about bad parenting. Number 4. Jodie Sweetin. Stephanie Tanner from the popular 90s show Full House didn't exactly live a life full of sunshine like it was depicted. In her autobiography Unsweetened, she talked about how her addict parents totally abused the money she made from her child acting gig, and how they let her loose into a world of crystal meth, heroin, cocaine, and unexpected pregnancies. When she turned 14, she started drinking and smoking marijuana, but it got a lot worse. By college, she was going out all the time doing ecstasy, and even told people that she snuck crystal meth into a premiere of Mary-Kate and Ashley's movie to snort it in her purse and in the bathrooms. She went on to explain how many of her nights involved some sort of tumble or vomit mixture. Following an unhappy marriage, she sought rehab. Thing is, she immediately relapsed while working as a rehab assistant and found herself pregnant with an unplanned daughter, Zoe. Honestly, imagine reading that book as her daughter in like 20 years. I probably wouldn't want to know the details. Number 3. Dr. Seuss. As young kids, and maybe even today, we all remember the iconic children's books by Dr. Seuss. Stories like How the Grinch Stole Christmas, The Cat in the Hat, and Horton Hears a Who. And even my favorite, Oh, the Places You'll Go. I remember seeing all the pictures of the hot air balloons and traveling in that book. I've read it so many times. Anyways, all these books paint him to be this wacky, fun dude who just wrote books that became a part of our childhood. It's a shame that Dr. Seuss was actually an asshole in real life. His wife confessed that he actually didn't like kids first of all, and while his wife was dying of cancer, he started having an affair with a woman 18 years younger than her. This drove his ex-wife to commit suicide by overdosing. He married his mistress within a year afterwards. Sheesh. Number 2. John Wayne. Famous cowboy John Wayne definitely embodied the personality of a typical cowboy. Although this hero was an icon to many young guys growing up, he actually was an incredible racist. In an article, he was quoted in saying, "I believe in white supremacy until the blacks are educated to a point of responsibility. I don't believe in giving authority and positions of leadership and judgment to irresponsible people." He continued in describing how Native Americans were selfish for trying to defend their land and that wiping them out in order to settle America was the perfectly right thing to do. His Cowboys vs. Indians style resonates with his actual personality, I guess. The people that come out of Hollywood are crazy, but let's leave the craziest for our number 1. Number 1. Sean Penn. Sometimes we quickly forget how terrible people are in Hollywood. When one person messes up, it's not long before someone else replaces them by doing something equally idiotic. However, when Sean Penn was married to Madonna, he had a knack for just being a little bit crazy and over the top. He was a violent alcoholic in the worst way possible. In 1987, he hit her in the head with a baseball bat after having a talk about fixing their marriage. Okay, I don't think that helped much. After being released from a relatively short jail sentence, Madonna and Penn continued to stay together. And she chose not to press charges. Boy, was she wrong in doing that. 2 years later, following another argument, Sean Penn climbed and broke into her house. After claiming that he owned her, he tied her to a chair with an electrical cord, got drunk, beat her, and then forced her to have sex with him. While she ran away hiding in her car as he beat on the window, she finally called the police and filed for divorce a week later. Apparently, that was her last straw. Tell me again how this guy isn't in jail forever.